Hello, everybody.
We're live.
We're live. Whoa.
Are we live now?
I think we're live now. I think we were
Okay.
live before. We're definitely live right now,
Mm.
turns out. So, welcome to today's class.
Last time we put this on a box so that we looked more attractive.
Oh, we didn't do that
do
this time.
today.
Because
sick.
it's so much better when it's like this. Can you see?
Ah.
And then it's like,
Oh my
I guess we're not going to look so good.
I'm still
today.
like sweating from I just went on a walk.
Megan just got back from her walk.
Like, you know, when it's so hot and sweaty that you're still sweating after your shower, and
takes like 2 hours to cool down.
Yeah, feels like it.
So welcome to the class. We sort of threw this on here quickly.
Hello, Bermuda. ASB Bermuda poet. That's an intriguing name.
So we didn't give everyone a lot of
notice
on this one, but it's recorded, so hopefully people watch it later. And we will do. So there was a little debate on whether we're going to do 2 classes a week for the next couple months. I think we are going to do 2 classes a week, but I obviously still can't completely commit to that. But I think we're going to do another one on Wednesday as well, and we may do a little bit of repeating on those because just to get some of the information in there, and because sometimes people miss what you said the first time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so today's class is about emotions and oils.
Should we do the same exact class on Wednesday again?
Maybe.
Since we gave nobody notice what everybody wanted.
We're going to get really good at it on this one, and we're going to be like amazing next time.
No, I think every time you talk about it, different things come out, and because we're doing this live.
That's true.
Thanks, Colleen. She says good information.
Ooh, so far good information.
YouTube's pretty fun. We're fans. I just recently learned how to do my hair from YouTube. I knew I had curly hair, but I could not figure out how to make it not frizzy. But thanks to YouTube, I watched the video, and now I know how to do my hair. So
YouTube is service.
I got to give back to the community and teach what I know about essential oils.
Okay, so Megan, give us a quick rundown of what we're going to go over today.
Okay, so
we'll go from there.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about what are essential oils and how do they relate to your emotions? And then I had this all figured out. Okay, how you would use them, and then when, or like what oils to use, and the application of the said oils. So it's not going to be super in depth because I'm not an incredibly scientific person, but I will maybe put some links after we done here in the description of the video to some videos that explain it even more in depth. But I kind of think it's great that you can do this and not be incredibly in depth, because the rest of us is just like, I just need to know the basics, and then I can run with it and have all the benefits.
But there are a lot of resources out there if you like to get down to the science and down to the cellular level of how things work. I will
skim down into that. Just skim, like your toe hanging off of a boat.
Right.
And then I will, I was thinking toe hanging off of a boat. When does that ever happen?
It happens in movies and in books and stuff.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it happens in real life.
Yeah. So, and then we will actually just talk about more of the application and which oils to use for what and along those lines.
Okay.
But we are in our house, so you will hear noises.
You're going to hear kids going in and out. So there's no way around it.
Hi, Miss Tuesday 11. Thanks for calling us kids. And hi, Cassie. Good morning.
She called us kids, unless she's saying hi to the kids that are in the house. There's that possibility too.
Yeah, that's true.
So real quick, just so you understand kind of how this works, if you are interested in getting some essential oils with Doterra, we have a couple. Actually, I think I have 3 links in the description of this video to either go and look at all. There's a kit options as far as getting started. The way Doterra works is you can have a wholesale account, which is kind of like a Costco account, where you have access to wholesale prices of all their stuff.
It does not require you to sell oils or commit to any monthly purchases, nothing along those lines. It's just like Costco. If you join Costco and you never go, that's just your loss.
They don't care.
Same thing here.
Actually, I think they do care, but
you can become a wholesale member with Doterra, and there are no penalties if you don't use your wholesale membership, besides not having amazing oils at a wholesale price.
Yeah. So there's a link below. There's all these enrollment kits is what they call them, which are basically kits to get you started. There's also a couple of the kits that we're going to kind of refer to today that I also have links to, that if you just want to get started with one of those kits that's more specific to emotional type stuff that we're talking about today, And what's really cool right now is usually there is a fee to open in a wholesale account, which is just like a Costco account. You kind of pay a fee, but up
$35.
usually 35. But I think up until the end of the year, Doterra is charging $0 for enrollment. So
Free
you pay nothing.
$99.
And then what it does when it renews, you pay $25 to renew it every year. Also, there is an incentive this month that Doterra is doing, this month and next, that if you enroll with essentially $100 or more, and then you do an order next month, which we call a loyalty rewards order, which is kind of a program where when you purchase on that program, you earn points back onto your account that you can use toward free products. So, and I
kind of like a Chick-fil-A thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you get points back for every dollar you spend. And if you enroll, I'll send you an email that kind of describes how to do that. But if you do the $100 order this month, do $100 next month, what Doterra does is they give you $100 in credit on your account the following month that you can then use toward anything. So $100 in free product, which is like really awesome.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often. So that's a great reason to get started now. So go to those links if you want to get started.
And you've already gotten started and you're like Miss Tuesday 11 who said, I need to get back to using oils again. Totally. It's normal. Just like, sometimes you spend the summer eating a bunch of junk food and you realize, okay, I need to get healthier after the holidays. These classes are for you too, and you can get back into it. And if you already have a wholesale account with Doterra, with us or with anybody else, you can reactivate and order oils again and have that back in action. And hopefully we can teach you how to use your oil so that there's something that's a real resource for you and makes your life better, higher quality of life.
Also, if you did enroll with us this month already, which we've had actually quite a few people do that, and you were ordering, you got less than $100 in orders, they call it 100 PV, which is point value. Anyways, if you have a question, you can email us. But if you did that, it was less than 100 and you want to take advantage of that program, if you do another order so that between the two orders it equals that 100 and then set up the order for next month, Doterra will still do that program for you. So
yeah, maybe you spent $80 or 80 PV and today we're going to talk about some oils and one really hits the spot for you and you can order that one and get you over the 100 and
then you're in the program.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, there'll be an email whenever anyone who enrolls with us, we send an email to explain all of this stuff to you. So yeah.
Good thing we have Mike here because he's good at being dependable.
Sometimes.
Wait, that's not dependable.
Oh, you're right.
Sometimes. No.
Okay.
So
let's get started.
Yeah. So I think I've said this in the last class and I'll probably say it a lot, but we started using oils back in 2010 or 11. And one of the first things I noticed before I knew anything about emotions and essential oils or aromatherapy, I was using oils for first aid sort of stuff. Ear health support and tummy health support and skin health and stuff like that. But I did notice that I wasn't having as much of moodiness. As a stay-at-home mom, I noticed I was having a lot of moodiness. And this was before Mike came home. And so it was my days where I felt like on an emotional.
I had a regular job then.
Yeah. And I felt like a little bit like my emotions were on a roller coaster at times. And I remember remarking to a friend that since I started using the oils, that my moods were a little bit more even. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And so I started learning more about how you can actually be a little bit more proactive in supporting your emotional health and restoring maybe emotional balance through aromatherapy or with essential oils. Really, really cool. And it's been a huge blessing in our life since then. I am definitely somebody who has to take care of my mental health and my emotional health. I mean, I guess we all are. And I know that here in the United States, and I'm imagining we're not alone in this, there is something we call a mental health crisis. I think the world is difficult and complex, and that can be really hard on your emotions. And I know even in the last few years, it's been especially that way, as it just seems like there's a lot of conflict online and in the world. And so I am here to say that you can really help yourself a lot naturally without the side effects that so often come with someone's at our door, that so often come with, using other methods. You can take care of things naturally using essential oils. So let's get out. Oh, sorry. It's just mail. Okay. So let's talk about why that would work. So I think all of us understand that our emotions are often chemically based in our body. That's both in our brain and throughout our body. We our emotions are sent chemically. So if you were like being chased by a lion, your body's going to release chemicals that affect you emotionally. That would be like your adrenaline. That's going to create stress hormones. Adrenaline's a hormone, but it's going to be releasing these hormones and these chemicals into your body, and they are going to affect your emotions. That's true of negative emotions, or I guess we could call stressful emotions, fear emotions, but also positive emotions. And so sometimes we can get into a stressful time period and our body gets so used to feeling these emotions that it actually starts to create pathways in your brain, so that even when the stress is over, we keep feeling that and we keep having that stress response, and our body actually gets really used to these chemicals, and they just are going through us all of the time, even when we don't need to. And I think many of us know what that feels like when you're trying to get to sleep, the trouble is over, and you just can't seem to relax, or you just can't seem to feel good anymore, and you can't seem to feel the joy that you used to feel in your life. And so that is a chemical response that's going on in your body, and it starts to create chemical habits almost in your brain and throughout your body. And so that's where essential oils can come in, because they are also chemically based, organic chemicals that are going to interact and disrupt some of those things and help maybe start new pathways and new habits in your body. And so that's really, really cool. Two ways to do that. You can use your oils topically and those chemical, or actually there's three ways, or internally, and have those benefits. But I have found that the biggest benefit for me is aromatically, and that's what we call aromatherapy. And so it's hitting you two ways. Not only are those chemicals interacting with your body, but your sense of smell, maybe surprisingly, is directly connected to your emotions more than any other of your senses. It really, really powerfully affects your emotions, and that's with good reason. That is our first sense when we're going to try to assess the situation, if it's dangerous or not for us, or if it's good or not for us, or calm. That's good. That might be, we smell like a dead animal, right? Or we
You smell like a dead animal.
no, we
sometimes?
smell something like that. That's really
Oh,
important for us, right? Like, do not eat this, do not go here, or those sorts of things. And so, our limbic system is where we have all of those chemical emotions, and our sense of smell is the only of our five senses that goes directly to the limbic system. Your sense of taste, sight, hearing, touch all go to a different part of your brain and then go to the limbic system. So using essential oils aromatically can very, very, very quickly affect your emotions.
Well, we've all experienced that when you smell something from your past, or a cologne or perfume or whatever. It also brings memories too, which is kind of interesting. Anyways,
Yeah, that's a really interesting. Okay, so
someone had a
Madison
question.
says, I don't have a sense of smell, not COVID related. I was born like this. I have anxiety, so oils for mental health appeals to me, but will aromatherapy work since I can't smell the oils? That's interesting. And my answer would be yes. Because like I said, we are chemical creatures. Now, these are organic chemicals, both in our body and in the oils. And so that is going to change your chemistry. I mean, when you release, I think I would imagine, and I don't know, Madison, because I'm not a scientist, but I would imagine that your body has a response to a smell, even if you don't smell it. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to have a response to banana bread. Even though I do, I have a huge emotional response to banana bread smell. But I would imagine that there are things that other parts of your brain are noticing, even if I don't know though. So scientifically, I don't know, but chemically, I do know that those chemicals are still affecting your body, even if your sense of smell and your limbic system aren't communicating as well. So, but I can't answer that definitely.
That's a good question.
But I do think the chemical side, like we talked about using them, is still going. The chemical compounds that are in an oil are still going into your body and disrupting some of those pathways and creating new habits. Cinnamon, yes, cinnamon's a really powerful oil. So
Colleen just said that. That's
yes,
what Megan
Colleen said
cinnamon.
that. Okay, so that would mean that we're going to talk about some of the oils that we might use, and throughout I will be talking about what that might look like in your day-to-day life. And if I'm missing some things, just ask me a question. Mike can be my a question asker as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, and
I don't get too distracted by the kids asking me questions.
I know it is a little distracting today. Did you have a question, Peter? Oh.
Okay, hang on a second.
Mike's gonna go
Just
help
a minute.
Peter with the lawnmower. So it's just us girls. I think that's all we have on today right now is girls, which is normal. We tend to be a little bit more interested in oils. So I'm going to start with this kit from Doterra. It has 6 oils in it. It's just a really great system to cover all of your bases emotionally. There are other oils that I use every single day, and I will go over that. But this is just a great way to talk about emotions and essential oils, and it's 6 really great blends from Doterra. So I think this kit is $170 from Doterra. And it comes in this cute little package and with a sweet little box. You could just keep them in here because we've had this box for a while. It's pretty, it's like one of those Apple boxes that your Mac comes in and you never want to get rid of. It's got the little magnet. So you can keep them just on your counter or in your drawer or in your nightstand just like this. And it comes with this really great visual. And we're going to be using this because it is really helpful. This is the 6 oils that are in it. And it's talking about the different families. Is it backwards for you guys? It's backwards for me, but I'm hoping that it's not for you guys. The 6 different plant families that it's coming from. And the reason they're doing that is because all essential oils have some emotional benefit or chemical benefit in your body. And so this is kind of teaching you some basics while we're talking about the blends. We've got the mint families, the citrus families, the spices, the herbs and grasses, trees, and florals. And this, remember, comes with a kit. And I think you could probably also download this from Doterra if you Google emotional aromatherapy Doterra or something. And maybe we'll find the link to that. But it has a bunch of different emotions in here that those families are going to be better at addressing. And there's a lot of crossover. But there are oils that help better with different emotions in your body. And I think we probably all notice that when smelling a really aromatic flower, we feel different than maybe when we're smelling tree sap or when we're smelling cinnamon. And so we do have different responses, and that's happy. And so you can...
Quick fix on the lawnmower, we'll be back.
Okay. Oh, good. It's not backwards, Miss Tuesday said. So we're going to talk about these oils, and I'm just going to go ahead and start right at the top with the blend called Motivate. And Motivate, it has both the mints in it and the citrus in it. And if you think about peppermint and how enlivening peppermint is, and then citrus oils, how happy they make you feel. I don't know if you've ever interacted with like wild orange essential oil from Doterra, but it is such a great oil. It's not an expensive oil. It's a very inexpensive oil. And I think this is only about $10 or $11 for the big bottle, but helps with so many different emotions. So you put those together in this blend. We've got peppermint, we've got clementine, coriander, sorry, I can't read very well, basil, yuzu, which is like a Japanese citrus, melissa oil, rosemary, and vanilla. I guess it doesn't have wild orange in it, but it has a couple other citrus oils. And we get the blend called Motivate. So obviously this is going to be something you're going to be using when you are feeling in a slump, or maybe to help your kids when they are studying. You can have it in a diffuser next to them, or when it's that time of day when you just want to lay and watch, what are those videos on YouTube or Instagram, those, quick short videos, and you want to get stuck on TikTok sort of thing. Putting this in your diffuser would be a great thing to do, or when you're feeling maybe just apathetic or discouraged, great blend. Or let's say you wake up in the morning and you feel that way already. You might have this on your nightstand. You put a drop or 2 in your hand, you rub it together, and then, whoo! I wish that you guys could smell this, that I could go like this and the whole class could smell this with me. But it smells so good. Woo! So good. Now, the only thing is, remember, all citrus oils it's summertime, so it's important to remember this. They do you become more sensitive to the sun. Photosensitivity. I need to calm down a little bit. And so you're going to be careful where you put this oil. A lot of the times we'll put oils on the back of our neck or along our temples or on our forehead, but especially here in the summer, for 24 hours after you use the citrus oil, you are going to burn more easily on those places. And so you want to make sure and not do that here with a blend like Motivate, you might want to instead put it on your tummy unless you're going to be wearing a bikini that day or somewhere where the sun isn't going to be shining. Or more simply, put it in your diffuser. So that is an awesome blend. I love it. Everybody has times when they're feeling in a slump. So then we're going to still have some citrus oils, but we're going to move into the spices as well. We're going to blend citrus with spices. And we're talking about, cinnamon, clove, those sorts of spices, which are so yummy. And we have cheer. And this is our uplifting blend. So if you're starting to feel stressed or maybe a little bit somber, gloomy, disinterested, this is a really great oil. Really interesting smell. We're used to maybe not putting those oils together. Let me tell you what's in it, but it has a really beautiful smell. So we have wild orange, clove oil, star anise, lemon myrtle, nutmeg, vanilla, ginger oil, cinnamon, and zdravitz. I don't know what that is, but it's awesome that I don't know what it is, but it still works. So we've got, this is cheer oil. If you're just feeling gloomy and you're feeling maybe not super optimistic about life, this is a really great brand to put in your diffuser. Or if you just maybe feel like everybody's feeling that way in your house, maybe you've gone through something difficult, or maybe you have some patterns of always feeling negative or always feeling stressed, always feeling like things aren't going to work out for you. This would be a really great oil to help break up those pathways and help you get into a new chemical place with your brain. It's going to support you as you try to do that. So that's awesome. Next is one of my favorite. It's called Passion. So we're moving now to more spices. Where are we on our chart? It's hard for me to see. Passion, spices and herbs and grasses. So what do we have in Passion? We have fractionated coconut oil first, because spices like cinnamon and clove are actually spicy. So putting that on your skin might make it a little spicy, but you have cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood, jasmine, vanilla, and I don't know how to say this one. Damiana. That's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's some sort of leaf, but this one smells so good. Passion. This is our inspiring blend. So if you're feeling maybe bored, discontented, bitter, if you're just feeling like you don't have that fire anymore that maybe you used to have, or you aren't feeling just maybe some of those more heightened emotions like passion and excitement. Sometimes we feel pretty dull and can't figure out why we just can't feel passion anymore. And we look back at our younger years. And I think some of the times that's because we've had maybe stressful or traumatic things happen. And then our chemistry gets a little changed in our body and gets a little bit out of whack. And so Passion is a great oil for that. It also is a very yummy smelling oil. So it is kind of a romantic oil, and you can absolutely wear Passion as a perfume. I've done that. It smells so good. You can diffuse it, for a romantic evening in your home. You can put it in the diffuser just when you want to bring back the passion to your life. I guess that's why it's called Passion. It's well named. So next we're going to move to more into the grasses and herbs and into the trees, and we're going to get the oil Forgive. This one I think is a really, really important oil. Let me go over what the ingredients are. No questions. I just must be explaining myself very well.
You're so good at
I know.
this.
The ingredients are spruce, bergamot, which is a really, really yummy citrus, juniper berry, which is a very calming oil, lemon, myrrh, and I need glasses, arbor vitae.
You need to get your reading glasses. You want me to read to you?
Newt Cotree, thyme, and citronella. This is our renewing blend, and I think if it's like when you're feeling angry, bitter, ashamed, or sad, I think this is a really hard chemical pattern to get out of. Sometimes when we've been really hurt and we know we need to move on and we just can't seem to, and those chemicals keep going throughout our body so that we are very sensitive and keep getting hurt again and again by things that maybe don't need to hurt us, and that we could be a little bit more balanced about in our approach, but we can't seem to move on. I think that's a really great blend. I think The next of the 3 blends I'm talking about could really help all of us, because the last few years have been tumultuous, to say the least. And I think probably a lot of us feel a little bit different emotionally than we did then. Miss Tuesday 11 said, "Can you wear sunblock over the citrus oils?" I think you could, but I think
May not be worth it.
I have never tested it out. I have never been burned from a citrus oil, but I have had friends and family forget. Like, I have my sister-in-law loves certain citrus blends, and she practices yoga, and she once put it on her forehead and on the back of her, or like behind her ears right here, and then went and did yoga in the park and got so burnt in those places. So I think you're safer just to not do that.
Yeah, right before you go in the sun.
Yeah, and so I've forgotten in the next, and like, oh, so I'll wear a hat and just keep myself out of the sun in those places. So just stay in the shade. So a hat, but probably I'm so scared of recommending anything that it probably technically would work to put sunscreen over it, but I would still say wear a hat.
You
or
should
cover
try
that
and
spot.
tell us how it
No,
works.
no, don't.
You can be our guinea pig.
If you want to be a guinea pig, it's not on my account. Okay, so this is a really great one, renewing blend, and it's going to help stop those patterns and help you set up new ones. And so even just the act of using an oil is really, really helpful, because when you notice you're doing something, an old habit, an emotional response that maybe, or a stress response that you don't want to have, stopping and putting the oil on, and coupled with the chemistry of the oil, is really powerful. And so, your brain's going to respond to that smell, remember that it's trying to do. It's going to be soothed by the smells. It's going to be helped by the chemical compounds in it, and it's going to be really powerful. So that's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
The next, we're going on to the trees. We're still in the trees, but now we're adding in some flowers, and we have console. Once again, I think that we have been listening to a lot of Christmas music over the last 3 years. And I know
Christmas time, or no, not Christmas time.
Yes.
Really.
And I know, and we have been diffusing a lot of the oils that are in this blend, because they are very soothing and consoling. So those oils are frankincense, patchouli, ylang ylang, labdanum, amyris, sandalwood, rose, and osmanthus. So this is very calming and soothing. And so if you're feeling, what do they have on the chart? If you're grieving, or you're sad, you're hurt, or you're worried, this is going to help. And I think a great way to use this is to put it maybe over your heart, on the bottom of your feet. And then after you've done that, breathe in some oils. This one is not going to make you more, sensitive to the sun, so that you can use it more topically. You can use your own body as a diffuser in that way, because you're going to keep smelling it, but also putting in the diffuser maybe to help you sleep, and to help you if you have a grieving heart. The early on, when I was sharing oils with Doterra, I had a friend go through, her family member went through something incredibly traumatic and lost their life. And I didn't know what to do for this friend. I felt like anything I could do would be almost like it would be silly, because it was so painful. But I had just learned about that oils could support you emotionally. And so I brought her a couple of blends of oils, and I said, she didn't know anything about oils, and this was a while ago. And I didn't want her to think I was like trying to sell her something, but I just wanted to help her out. And so I gave her a couple of oils and said, I've heard that these can help. And I explained to her how to use them. And I said, but I'm so, so sorry. And she talked to me a week or two later. I saw her at church, and she said, those oils have been helping me so much. I felt so sad. And when I put those on, it really helps soothe me and helps me get through this. And I felt so grateful that I shared those with her, and that there are resources for us through difficult times. So what a gift that there are plants out there on this earth that can help console us. And then finally, peace. Peace is our reassuring blend. So if you're feeling, obviously, a lack of peace in your life, fearful, anxious, insecure, worried, everybody seems to be just bickering in your home, if you just feel like, I don't know why, I just feel so many anxious feelings, peace is a great one. It has vetiver, which is an incredibly grounding oil. It's almost got this smoky tree. It's a grass, but it's got an amazing smell. Like this is a great oil. Maybe if you have somebody in your life who has a hard time staying calm, or I know a lot of people whose kids have a hard time staying focused on their work, or keeping their behavior level, use this oil. Lavender. I'll just give you something to do.
Yeah, this is good. So you got lavender, ylang ylang, frankincense, clary sage, marjoram, labdanum again, and spearmint.
Yeah. So this is a
that's
really
great.
great oil.
I want to smell.
I know a lot of people who,
Yeah.
I remember hearing stories of people whose children had really difficult emotional responses to things and were very difficult children. They would, before their kids even got up, they would put this in the diffuser and get it going in their home, and noticed a big difference in their behavior. And I think all of us could use more peace in our life. And so if you're just, I think this is a huge one, that when you just feel like you've just got stress response, and you just can't calm down, put this on the bottom of your feet, over your heart, diffuse it, put on the back of your neck. This is a great oil. So Jason asked a question that's a really good one. He says, thoughts on rebalancing emotions after extensive weight loss? If we were in the same room, and I would say, what kind of rebalancing? I guess, are you having, it's more of like a understanding your identity and your self-image, and trying to feel grounded again? Is it actually because throughout the weight loss process, you're maybe releasing a lot of toxins and chemicals and feeling all over the place? So I would want to ask a little bit more, but I think you're going to turn to the same oils if you're feeling, something along these lines, or some of the other oils I might talk about in a minute. You're going to just look up the emotion. There's actually books on this. There's apps that you can get for emotional aromatherapy, and start there. But if you want to chime back in with maybe some specifics, I can talk about that. Miss Tuesday said, any oil for pregnancy morning sickness? Ooh. Yes. I think a lot of people turn to ginger, essential oil, or our blend called Digesten. But Mike shared an app last time, right?
We didn't actually talk about it.
Oh.
It's called the Modern Essentials app. Megan, you have it on your phone. Actually.
Where's my phone?
It's right underneath that box of oils you've been pulling from.
So I'll show you how to use it.
I'm pretty sure it's on your phone. I think I re-downloaded it.
Yeah, it is. I use it. If I want to.
Modern. Oh.
Sorry, I can't remember. My brain's a little bit.
No, we keep on not doing it right.
I keep on spelling it wrong.
ME Plus.
Yeah. So you open up your app.
Modern Essentials Plus.
And it's like $4.99, but this is awesome because we used to have this. We used to have this in book form. And so it's awesome. So if I were to go to the app and I put in, I'm going to go to the book.
The book.
And you can see all of these different things going on here. And I'm going to go to pregnancy.
Scroll.
Pregnancy, motherhood. And I'm going to go to.
You can also search too.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, can't see it.
Come on. Morning sickness. And they recommend ginger. And so they show there.
Wow, good job, Megan.
They see these different symbols. It tells you how to use them. Oops. And so it has a hand, a drop, and these little like wavy lines. And so then it's going to say, that means topically, internally for the drop, and the wavy lines are like aromatically. And so then it gives you instructions on how to do that. This is an awesome app. It isn't free, but it's like all of the information in this huge book we used to have, like this textbook.
That will cost like $25 a copy.
Yes, in the app. So it's awesome. It's not something that you have to keep paying for to get the more information. And so it also has emotions in here, I'm pretty sure.
We don't look at this.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, because I know a lot of these things. So that's that's what I recommend. Angela said, any book recommendations? The Modern Essentials book is great, but if you like a paper book and it has fun little charts about the body and stuff like that, but all of that is actually in the app as well, which is called the Modern Essentials Plus.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So there are a few other oils that doTERRA, I mean, all oils have an emotional benefit, and it's really simple. If you have an oil that's going to help you maybe um, with something physically, you can also think that it's probably going to help you with that emotionally. I don't really understand that, but I know that it works and I've done it. So here's 3 of my go-tos for emotions, and these are blends that doTERRA has had almost since the beginning of the company that are all emotional blends. First is Serenity. This is an oil that all of my kids use and look for and love, and they also use microwaves. They're using one over there if you can hear it. And they take this on when they leave home because Serenity is an awesome blend. It's our restful blend. It's my go-to if somebody says they're having a hard time sleeping. It smells so good. It has lavender, cedarwood, hoe wood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, and Hawaiian sandalwood. And so we're going to put this in a diffuser. I use this. I will put some, man, that smells so good. I will put some on my hand, on my pillow, on the back of my neck, on my feet. One of the benefits of doing essential oil classes is getting tons of oils on you. You feel so
we
good
need
by the end.
smell-o-vision on this, so you can smell it through the screen.
Yeah, that one's super good. And then we have Balance, super good oil that we've been using from the beginning. This is our grounding blend. So once again, if you're feeling out of whack, you're feeling like just like you're not grounded, it's got a bunch of tree oils in it. It's also kind of a masculine smell. I think a lot of maybe husbands or men that are a little bit resistant don't mind this one. It's got spruce, hoe leaf, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. Smells so good.
Any of the tree oils men are a little more open to.
Yeah.
Because it has
a little bit more manly smelling. That smells so good. But another oil that, interestingly, some people don't like the smell of, but it's because it's maybe got some exotic oils in there. I think it smells incredible. It has been probably the oil that has helped me the most emotionally.
Don't mind the ice in the back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's enough ice, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
It's Elevation. And this is our joyful blend. It has lavandin, which is not lavender. So a lot of times when you go to get lavender at the grocery store and you find an essential oil there and it's pretty cheap, a lot of times it's lavandin. And lavandin is a good oil, but it doesn't do the same thing as lavender, but it is cheaper than lavender. And so sometimes you'll buy lavender, but you're actually getting lavandin. But this time you want lavandin because it's very uplifting. Tangerine. Lavandin, tangerine.
Tangerine, that's a good one.
Tangerine. And it also has lavender, amorous, clary sage, Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang ylang, hoe wood, osmanthus, lemon myrtle, and melissa oil. So this is a really, really great oil. And I use it a lot through the years of adopting, when there was just it was a lot of pressure, a lot of to deal with emotionally, and as I was supporting the kids through such difficult times, and I would place that over my heart and use it aromatically. I have great feelings for that blend. It really helped me a lot. And then one other oil I use that I didn't bring out today is actually our Whisper blend.
Oh yeah, we got that.
I know, I use it. I'm still using it. I think it's on my dresser, but that's actually our perfume blend. But for me, when I was using some other medications to help me emotionally and to regulate my brain chemistry, and I didn't want to use them anymore because of side effects, Whisper helped me a lot to transition off of those. And it is just an incredibly soothing oil for me. And so I wanted to throw that in there.
Couple questions.
Any oil you should not use in pregnancy?
Little Bird just said hi from Oxford. Hey, we were in Oxford not too long ago.
You said Little Bird?
Lil Burgess.
Yeah, I thought you said Little Bird.
Say it.
Yeah, Little Burgess. Oxford is incredibly beautiful. Miss Tuesday, there are oils that you might not want to use during every part of your pregnancy, and that app will tell you which ones. Some are going to maybe help you when you're trying to go into labor, but you don't want to use those on the other parts of your pregnancy. So yeah, check that out. The book will explain all of that. And hi, Barb. But and so that's how I use my oils emotionally. I use them in the morning. I use them like, just so that you can kind of define how your day is going to be, but you can also use them in the moment when you're noticing how you're feeling and you want to balance yourself and come into an emotional homeostasis. You can use them at bedtime. You can diffuse them throughout the day. It's just really a blessing that we have oils. We have plants here on this earth that can help us so much, and without all of the crazy side effects. And also, I feel like not only do they help us in the moment, but they then also help us heal and create more healthy chemical habits in our brain and throughout our body. So everybody's doing well, Barb. Thanks for asking. Esther texted me during this and asked if I wanted to talk on the phone, so I'll have to get back to her after that. But we're all doing great. I definitely need to use a little bit more Console this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because Andrew left last Monday. Last Monday. We get to talk to him tomorrow. We did talk to him once he got to Johannesburg, but boy, are we missing him, because he was 70% of the conversation around here. So it's a little quieter, and we're all having to learn how to think and talk to each other again. Pearl and I were in the kitchen yesterday, and I'm like, "How are you, Pearl?" And she's like, "Good." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Andrew was just constantly feeding us all with like topics, like, what do you guys think about this, and discuss, and like, this is the book I was just reading." I was telling Pearl, like, I guess I'll have to start reading books, because Andrew would read them for us and then tell us them all what they were saying. So
that's true.
We're doing well though. What oil do you use on a grease burn? I would definitely use lavender oil. That would be my
lavender
first
on
go-to.
any burn, really.
Yeah. Tea tree is going to help with the healing as well, but lavender is going to soothe and help heal that oil. Ouch.
Yeah, that sounds
thanks.
painful.
Thank you, Eve. I love you too.
Okay, so I think that's it. We get through everything.
Yep.
So if you want to get this kit, there is a description or a link in the description below directly to this kit that you can purchase. Or there's lots of kits that Doterra has. We have a link that kind of to our website that has all the available enrollment kits, as I kind of explained in the beginning, kind of how that process works. So yeah, give it a shot. And then also there's that special that we talked about. So if you're joining us late, go to the beginning of the video. We talked about a special Doterra's doing to earn some credit on your account to get some free oils, essentially.
Yep, and we will help take care of you and answer your questions after you've enrolled. Mike is, our great email responder.
Little Burgess has a good point. There are different kits in Europe than there are here. So the link I have and that we have on our website are U.S. oils. However, if you go to, which I think I have a link as well, which is to our Doterra site. If it isn't there, I'll add it. If you go to our Doterra site, you can go to shop, and then you can choose the kits option, and you choose your region, and you can see the kits that are available to you no matter where you are in the world.
And Doterra is readily available in Europe. We have a lot of customers there.
They have their like headquarters is in London for the EU or whatever, for Europe. I know you're not in the EU anymore. Sorry about that. But anyways, you get them real fast if you're in England, especially.
Yeah. And I think they have some other headquarters as well. And a lot of our oils are sourced from around Europe. So yeah, you can get them in Asia, Australia, Africa, Central and South America. You can get Doterra's oils anywhere. So just don't be detoured. It's just that a lot of our listeners are American, and so that's the first choice. But all right, thanks guys.
Yeah,
we'll see you on Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Bye.